hear it?
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking nuts, man. Hit. Missed as low on that one, I think. Hit. It's freaking crazy, man. Nice. It's freaking nuts, dude. I can't believe we're hitting this far out with this. With a red dot and a cheek weld. That's nuts, man. Dang, I think I've lost my point of aim here. Connect. Oh, the last shot was a miss. Dang it. It's pretty good though. So G3 target makes really good sound. As you guys can see with that 147 grain subsonic hitting it at 300 yards, you can still hear it. So pretty impressive. How's it going, guys? From the intro, you can see us shooting the G3 target out to 300 yards with the CT Scorpion pistol, actually. We were shooting 147 grain American Eagle out that far with a red dot even. Yeah, it was really fun. That's a fun thing to do. Those of you guys that don't shoot long range, you really should, because for one, you know, you don't use as much ammunition up because you're not just plinking, you're not just like pulling the trigger as fast as you can. You're really buckling down. You're really trying to shoot precisely. You save money on ammunition, and it's a lot of fun to hear yourself connect out to distance. And we've been shooting at that G3 target. We've probably only put about 400 rounds on this target to date. I've had this about a month and a half. Wintertime, it's a lot harder to get out and shoot, so I haven't been out as much shooting, so usually we put a lot more on it, but we've shot rifles and pistols at the target, and it's done really, really well. What sets G3 targets apart from other steel targets is the fact that they have a patent-pending CNC grid, milled out grid on the actual target itself. It makes it a really nice target for those long range guys out there. I know you can just put like a little, you know, spray paint little dot on there and use that as an aiming point, but it's hard to get a really precise aiming point on steel targets at distance. And so you're never really quite sure where your aiming point is and how good your groups could be if you had a more precision aiming point. Let me roll in a paper target here. Let me just show you what I mean. So these are these are targets I really, really like. I bought a bunch of them in the past just because I like how they're set up. And you know, a lot of guys will just take like one diamond and they'll just aim right for that diamond or the center of the big diamond or whatever and call it good. Well, what I'll do is I actually aim for the corners of the diamond. Okay, I want the smallest, most precise point of aim that I possibly can get. And what it does is it actually makes it a lot easier for me to narrow my groups down when I have a precise point that I'm aiming at. And so when it comes to the G3 target, you know, they have a little diamond here in the center, and then they have the 1x1 grid on the front, and then they have the progressive rings milled out in the back. And this gives you the idea, not only can you check your groups you know, through your spotting scope and kind of call your MOA, but you can also use these grids as a precise aiming point. And that gives you a huge advantage. Another cool thing is the progressive rings on the back is kind of fun for like your kids to shoot. You know, we set this up and we had the kids shooting 22s at it, and I just showed them. I showed them the rings. I said, I want you to keep everything inside of these rings when you're aiming. And that made it a little bit more fun and a little more challenging for them because it gave them a goal to work towards. They weren't just ringing the steel, they were actually trying to shoot precisely. And so that's a nice little innovation that G3 Targets has done. A couple things about it, right? A couple things I also really like about the Target is the fact that it's a 3/8 inch thick AR500. AR500, guys, is standard hardened steel for targets. It's plenty good enough for, you know, pretty well your pretty much any caliber if you've done it at the right distance. So I wouldn't shoot, you know, a 223 or you know, like any heavy caliber less than 100 yards with this target. And with the Magnum calibers, I'd probably recommend 200 yards or more on this particular steel. We shot, I've got a couple little divot holes, and I'll roll in some shots of it, but this was shot with a Mauser, a 7mm Mauser at 50 yards. And we definitely got some pitting in the steel itself. No deformation of the steel, but just some light pitting, maybe a little less than half a millimeter into the steel. So it's definitely something, if you want to keep the steel looking nice for a long time, you're definitely going to want to shoot it out a little distance with your higher powered calibers.
First connect there.
And being that it's 3/8 inch thick, it's not heavier than it needs to be. And you know, in the opening shots, you see us shooting at 300 yards. We had to haul this and my homemade target stand out to 300 yards, and I did it without like completely dying. Okay, pretty much all my other steel targets were a lot heavier, and this was definitely a lot more pleasant. Okay, quote unquote. To haul out the 300 yard range. So I like the fact that it's not overbuilt more than it needs to be. It also has a great sound. Okay, so anytime you shoot a steel target like this, a steel gong that is free floated or free to swing, it makes a lot better sound. And so, you know, even with the 9mm hits out to 300 yards, you can still really hear the target well. Now, one of the downsides to the G3 targets, and it is the same way with a lot of other companies, is the fact that you have to come up with your own mounting hardware. Okay, so I just went down to Lowe's and I bought some of these carabiners and I bought some shackles, right, and just some chain. And pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But I did buy some carabiners that did not work with them. I had to take them back and get different ones because I didn't, you know, make the chain as compatible with them as I could have, and so that was my fault. But yeah, it can be a little bit of an inconvenience getting your own mounting hardware, and that's just one of the downsides, and that's one of the things that comes with some of these steel targets. Now, and also, I wanted to come up with my own stand. So what I did was, I also, while I was at Home Depot, I bought some 2x4s and some sawhorse brackets. Really cheap. I think the sawhorse brackets were like $4 or $5, and I think like I bought two 2x4s for like $5 a piece, something like that. So I think all in all, with chain and everything, I was into it like $25, $30 for all the hardware setup that I had, and it's worked out really well. The only downside to using a sawhorse type stand is the fact that the 2x4s are going to pick up some metal jacket shred, like it's going to get shredded up a little bit with metal jackets, get some jagged points. So if you're going to be sticking it back into a car, you don't want to like tear your seats in your car or something like that. You might want to do something different. Me, I just throw it in the back of my pickup truck and I'm good to go. So it's not a big deal. But and you can just replace those 2x4s as they get chewed up. But yeah, so but one of the solutions to that is that G3 also has a target stand on their website for you guys to purchase if you'd like. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, you can definitely get their target stand as well. The prices on these for the 12-inch gong is $80. I think as of the date of this video, the prices on the steel is for the 12-inch gong, I think it's $80. The 10-inch is like $65. And the 8-inch is $40. Now, if you get all three together in a combo, you save like $25, and I think it's like $175 if you get all three together. So that's kind of a nice little combo thing. They also offer military discounts for you guys that are military, and these targets are made in the USA. So that's also a huge plus. You know, supporting a U.S. company, and I think it's a really nice little innovation that they've done with their targets, and so I really, really like G3, and I definitely recommend you guys take a look at them. If you guys do go to their website and buy a target from them, let them know that DocTacDad sent you. I really appreciate it. If you guys like what you see, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this in the future. If you guys have any questions at all about what you're seeing in the video, leave them in the comment section down below, and don't forget to follow me up on Instagram, guys, at DocTacDad there on Instagram. Really appreciate it. And as always, guys, thanks very, very much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya. So, yeah, so there's one of the 9mm holes. And right through there, it goes in and out of both boards. Check that out. In and out. There's your exit hole. Exit hole, exit hole. 3 exit holes. So, you've got this round going through at 300 yards, 2 2x4s sideways. I'm just like, I was curious to see if the bullets deform, but I guarantee you they do at this range. Where, yep, yeah, they still deform at this range. They still got plenty of energy. Those 147s probably aren't moving super fast, but they've got enough weight behind them that they'll punch through. That's definitely lethal. Nice.